Hello, it's Melinda here. I decided that I wanted to share with you some of the cool things that I've been seeing in my nearby nature. So I'm going to flip through my journal. We're going to just do January. Um, and I like to periodically go through and look at what I've been seeing. I don't know, it just is a fun memory thing for me. And it helps me learn about my son, it gives me a sense of place, like these places that I often visit. What's the seasonality, what are the things that appear and when do they appear. And I'm just going to show you, in reflection, January has been about really enjoying the winter branches. This is the California dogwood, or red osier dogwood. I think some of you might have in your nearby nature. Lots and lots of mushrooms. This one's a really super, it's my finger, super tiny mushroom, and that's zoomed in. Lots of lichen that's been more visible. We had some storms that made the lichen fall down, and it's really hard to draw, but just kind of scribbled what it looked like, and then decided I would just, glue in some pressed lichen just for fun. Showing this is actually more of the color, like mini landscapes. So I'm just going to flip through a few pages of my journal, and probably won't stop on every page, but you'll just get a sense of, oh, this is a bouquet of flowers. So, my journal is filled with things that I see outside in wild nature, but also things that I bring inside. I like to look for nature. I call them nature treasures. They're, fun bits and pieces of nature that I find. And sometimes I'll bring them back. Like on this day, I think I took some photos, but I also brought back some specimens so that I could take a look and draw them and write my observations and any thoughts that I had about it. So this was January's the time where the pussy willows were coming out, lots of mushrooms, and mushrooms galore, all different kinds of mushrooms. And I just have so much fun just finding them or looking for them, and two, just like getting to know each one, and just, looking at its nooks and crannies and turning it around, and, using my senses, and like, just having fun with sketching them and not worrying about how, making it photographically accurate. But I do have some ways that I've learned to paint them or draw them in a way that makes them look more appealing, like makes me more happy about drawing them. And then I use a lot of words to describe what I can't show in the picture. This is something I started in January. I have a page a day bird calendar. I think you may have seen some post on this on social media. Birds are one of the things that I want to improve my drawing ability, so I decided I would do contour drawings of the pictures. And they're random, they're whatever was on the calendar that week, and I sat down and did continuous line drawings, meaning I keep my pen on the page, and my eye is looking at the picture, and I look back at my picture to just kind of get the lines in the right place, but the pen is always on the paper, so you'll see lots of backtracks. And then it's just what I've discovered is really great practice for me to have my inner critics, little criticisms going on in my head, and me practicing not letting that phase me so much, and not feeling those judgments, so that let that trigger me. So I found that felt really good to practice that. It's like a muscle, practicing. So even though the pictures don't look all accurate to the photograph, that wasn't the intention. The intent was to really see the bird better, to practice the eye brain hand coordination, so that I can draw more easily in the future. And so I did all these in pen contour drawing, and then added splashes of color for fun. So I've been seeing lots of birds and nature treasures. I like to record what's going on in the neighborhood when the acacias start blooming, different kinds of mushrooms that I find in different places, and experimenting with different ways to record that in my journal. I really was having a hard time showing like the how the gills were formed on the back of this mushroom, so I was experimenting with marker, and I'm not sure if it really came across very well, but just fun. Beach finds, when I go for a walk, I come across some different things. Maybe the pismo clams are really pretty this time, and There was a sea lion hanging out. So some of these are done from photographs. If I'm not able to do it in person, I take lots of photographs. Like this bird, I took photographs from different angles so that I can get that in my journal. I didn't have time to journal it live, although I love to do it live. Lots of mushrooms continuing. This was in my garden, and I've been doing some spore prints. So I saw somewhere, if you're not sure of the color of the spores and the under the gills of the mushroom, you can cut it and put it on both dark and light paper, which I did, and then you can identify what color the spores are. So after this, I lifted the mushroom and then I put it onto white paper, and I was able to get several prints out of one mushroom. So that was really fun. Some more birds, some more nearby nature, kind of documenting the season, what it's happening. Some pages don't get colored, they're just words. This one, I just didn't finish it. I guess I just wasn't really happy with how that turned out. It's really, really hard to show these rock formations, so I used a lot of words to try to describe that. And, you know, more contour drawings. I just really enjoy. I was sitting in a meeting with some friends, and was sitting in the garden, so I just decided I'm just going to take my pen and do some contour drawings. And I love the kind of scribbly, messy look because it also quiets my inner critic. Some more contour drawings, mugwort from last year, standing in the forest. Oh, this one has white spores. This is a mushroom coming out of the leaf litter, oak leaves and pine. And I personally don't get hung up over not being able to identify things. I just think for me, the joy is in the discovery and getting to know it, and I will find the name later, right? So the more, I need to finish painting this, but it had this really cool dark line of a skirt that might be characteristic. And you know, or maybe that one's the one with the dark, with the dark ring. Maybe I'll find the name later, and I'm okay with that. You know, it just goes into my journal, and I'm learning more slowly over time, and I'm fine with that. I just have more fun. I'm not putting the pressure on myself to get the right name. You can totally do that, but for me, it gets me stuck. So I don't do that. These are the nutmeg mannequins that we're visiting. They're just so cute. I just really love seeing them. One of my favorite things in the forest this time of year are the ferns that come up.